So today I'm trying to clear my freezer out because I don't even know what's at the bottom. And I found these things and I opened them up and they appear to be ribs. I say appear because I don't remember buying ribs. It isn't something my family even necessarily likes to eat. So I think they're ribs. I don't know where they came from. But I thought, okay, let me look up a recipe and see what I can find. The thing about El Salvador, sometimes it's easy to find things, sometimes it's hard to find things. One of the things I have not been able to find now is chili powder. Now, I'm sure somebody will tell me in the comments where they find chili powder, which is great, so I'm doing the video. But in the meantime, I do have a substitute, so we're going to try her recipe with the substitutes. So like I said, I got me some ribs. I'm assuming these are ribs because I see bone, you know, they look like ribs. They're very long, and maybe they're not even ribs. Somebody please tell me they're not ribs. They're still frozen. That's the problem. I can't even really play with them because they're still frozen solid. So what I thought I'd do is marinate them and start cooking them low. So eventually they're going to be ready for dinner. But they look like ribs to me, just really big chunks. If not, they are going to be done up like ribs, so they better like it or lump it. So in her recipe, she called for some olive oil, some brown sugar, salt, onion powder, paprika, oregano, garlic powder, and of course she asked for chili powder, which I do not have, so we're going to substitute Cajun. I'll put the recipe in the description below, and we're going to mix it up here, pour some olive oil on the ribs, put the seasoning on, mash them around a little bit. I'm going to put them in the oven low, and I'm going to go out for a little while. It's 1:45, and I hope we can eat this at 6 o'clock. Let's see how that turns out. Again, what meat is this? And I don't remember buying it. I don't know what it is. It was in the bottom of the freezer, and I think I got to empty it out because I have to clean out the freezer before we buy more food. So whatever this is, you're going to be done up like ribs tonight. Like I said, you're going to like it. I just reread her recipe. She actually had Cajun seasoning in there, but I still don't have chili powder. So we're going to live without it. We're just going to live without it, okay, people? We don't need chili powder. But if you know where to find it in El Salvador, please let me know because I would like to have some for when I actually make chili. So the first part of the recipe is a tablespoon of the garlic, a tablespoon of the onion, and a tablespoon of the Cajun, and I'm going to mix them up in here. Okay, here we go. My tablespoon. Actually, strangely enough, there's 2 tablespoons. They say tablespoon of both. One is 15 and one is 20 mils. I don't know why. We've had these forever. I don't know why they say that. But I'll do a tablespoon of garlic, a tablespoon of my Cajun. I use this on my potatoes when I make them into oven fries all the time. It can be very spicy. And onion powder. Well, I don't know why. Why does onion powder? Why does it always turn into a brick in there? I don't understand. That's why. I came prepared with a fork. The fork is your friend. Is it the humidity of El Salvador, or is it like this everywhere? I can't remember. I think this happened in Canada too. After an hour of forking the onion powder, I have about a tablespoon. Give or take. See? Okay, we have 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar. One thing about El Salvador, the brown sugar never cakes up. I have my little disc. I bought it from Canada. I think I wet it once. The brown sugar here is always loose. It's a different type of sugar. It's not, I don't know, it's just different. Can't tell you why, it's just different. So let's get 2 tablespoons of that. And a teaspoon each of the salt and paprika. And then 2 of the oregano. Teaspoon of salt. Now my salt has a bit of rice in it. Don't tell anyone. I tried to put a coffee filter in here with some rice in it, and then it got knocked a bit, and the rice fell into the salt. But the salt here is it's caked up, like it's wet, but it's not hard, like say the onion powder. But it's wet. It's almost like the brown sugar. So I put rice in it in a coffee filter, just kind of laying on top of it. But unfortunately, like I said, I should have bundled it with elastic or something. It got knocked over, and some rice ended up in the salt. It won't kill us. Paprika, teaspoon of that, and oregano. I'm gonna go with 2 of these. 1 and 2. Again, season with your heart. If you like oregano or any other spice, please feel free to add it now. I moved all my spices over here so I could more easily reach them. I'm going to mix them all together so we get a nice rub. Although, like I said, my meat is still very frozen, so less of a rub and more like a shower. It calls for some amount of olive oil. I'll put as much in as I need to coat my ribs, and then sprinkle on, shower on the coating, and then we're going to flip the ribs over a few times so that they get coated on all sides. I got a little more oil on, and then some more sprinkle, and try to lift them up and do their edges. There's only really 4 big chunks of meat here, and like I said, I'm not positive of the ribs, but I'm going to make them like ribs. And she covered it all with tinfoil. Not a big fan of cooking with foil. I prefer to do it in a nice cast iron pot with a lid to keep in all the juice and moisture so that it stays very tender. That's the plan. We will find out how that works out. So now I'm going to put it in the oven on my lowest setting, which is 140 to 160 degrees. And we'll have it probably about, I'll check it in about 2 hours and see how it's coming. If it's defrosted enough I can separate them well, I'll do that and run them around the oil again just to make sure it's all coated. Each individual piece, I'll do that with some tongs. And I might jack up the heat then at that point to 200 degrees because I'm going out. I don't want to worry about it when I'm out. So I'm going to keep it at the lowest setting until I come back, check them, move them around a bit in the oil and the seasoning, and then put it up a little higher so we will be able to eat tonight eventually. So here's what they look like before we get started. All coated, lots of oil at the bottom. Like I said, I'll be able to move them around more when they're defrosted into that oil, and they're very well seasoned in a nice cast iron pot. Oh my, they look good. I just moved them around a little bit and recoated them in the seasoning from the bottom to the top. And I'm gonna put them back in again. Okay, I just took the pot out of the oven. It's been there for about 2 hours and a half. And they already look done. They're falling off the bones. And I'm going to call this done. I'm going to let it sit for a while with the lid back on. And yeah, we'll have dinner in about half an hour. And if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you don't know, I have another channel called Charity Haganers that talks about people relocating to El Salvador and all the things that you need to know about doing that. And that's how we make it in El Salvador. Smash